It's February 2nd, 2025, and a little less than a month ago, on January 3rd, 2025, I paid $71.99 for a month to be Meta verified on both Instagram and Facebook. So basically that means I was able to use this blue check mark on both my Facebook business profile and my Instagram business account. Something that every small business owner has considered doing at one point or another, because at this point, I think we're all starting to see social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram an investment, right, of either time, money, or resources, just like we do any other marketing initiative. And so if we're guaranteed increased visibility, access to certain features, prioritize customer service from Meta, and also increase security on our accounts, well, then maybe they're worth the investment. Meta sold me the dream. I bought into it, and in this video I'm going to share with you my experience and give you my honest opinion about whether I think it's worth it as a small business owner. First and foremost, for any small business owners out there that may not be aware, in 2025, Meta, who owns Facebook and Instagram, allows you to pay to get this blue check mark on your accounts. Now, back in the day, these blue check marks were actually only given to people who either had massive followings, or it was a way for you to verify that you were following a legit account, right? Especially for, like, let's say a public figure of any sort, actor, that kind of thing. It was an indication that the platform had vetted the profile and they were giving you the thumbs up that it was legit. Then about 2 years ago, in February of 2023, they announced that they would allow people to pay to receive this blue check mark. At that point, it wasn't available to small businesses. So that didn't come until about October of 2023. So why, as a small business owner, was this appealing to me, to be able to pay to use this blue check mark on my accounts? Well, social media marketing is now a staple in my marketing plan for the seasoned marketer, the small business that I own, and that's not going away anytime soon. I'm investing a lot of time and effort and resources into creating content to share on these social media platforms. And since I am committing so much time to it, I figured that if there were some added benefits, increased visibility, or anything along those lines that came with this blue check mark, then why wouldn't I treat it like every other marketing channel and invest some money into it and then gauge and see if I get a positive return on investment? So let me show you exactly what Meta is promising when you sign up for this Meta verified subscription. Now, I decided I wanted to do the $71.99 per month so that I could be Meta verified on both my Facebook business profile and my Instagram business page, because you are guaranteed everything with the business standard level and you get everything under the Business Plus. So meaning you get the verified badge, the impersonation protection, Meta verified support, so chat or email with agents. On the business plan, the one I picked, you actually get issues resolved more quickly, enhanced profile, search engine optimization, featured account, and you're able to get links in Reels. Sounds reasonable. I mean, as a small business owner who is strategically using social media to promote a podcast, a YouTube channel, free marketing resources, and on top of it, selling a membership community, I think it's well worth investing in that if Meta is able to deliver on all of that. But did they? So let's talk about what actually happened. What I got. All right, let's go through each one of these. Blue badge, yeah, got the blue badge. Meta verified support, as you can see here, and I quote, get issues resolved more quickly. Let me tell you about Meta's priority customer support. When I paid and signed up for Meta verified on January 3rd, 2025, I restarted my phone because I thought that my lack of features that they promised me through Meta verified were not showing up on my Instagram or Facebook accounts. And so I thought, well, let me just restart it because maybe, the app has to, I don't know, refresh. But that did nothing. And so since I work a full-time job, I punted this over as a task for my sister to complete. So she's our content creation specialist over at The Seasoned Marketer, and she works full-time at The Seasoned Marketer. So I said, great, you go ahead, get in contact with them, figure this out, let them know we don't have access to any of these features. Now, mind you, her and I are both tapping into these accounts, and so she has an iPhone, I have an Android. She checked on her phone and she didn't have access to the features either. So it had nothing to do with the type of phone that we had and whether it was iOS or not. What she thought was going to be a simple issue that would get resolved rather quickly, especially because we were paying and had already paid for this, turned into something else.
Highly encourage you to pause the video right here and read through it, but all of the highlighted names are the individuals involved.
Looks like I'm gonna need 7 more cans of beef. Enhanced profile. Besides the blue check mark appearing on the profile, nothing else changed, because you see this right here where they promise to be able to add photos to links on the Instagram page. Guess what? Never got access to that feature either. And so I took a screen recording right here to show you and to prove to you that it was well within the 30 days that we had signed up for that subscription. This was actually before I could have canceled the subscription, okay? So this is showing you the very last day in the month that I still had access to Meta Verified, and it still is not available. Search engine optimization, mind you, they are stating that they guarantee that you'll show up towards the top of the search results. I don't know how to go about checking this on someone else's phone outside of just, I switched over to my personal profile, Instagram profile, and then I searched for a couple of the keywords or phrases that we want to be ranked top for. Now, mind you, these are keywords that we actually use in our Instagram profile. So I did 3 of them. The first one is marketing. Notice we're at the bottom of their first screen. So, it's still on that first screen, so that's good. Small business marketing, third, top of the first screen. Marketing for small business. We're not anywhere to be found on that first screen. I can't really compare apples to apples here because I didn't check this before I signed up for Meta Verified. So that was my bad. I'm a bad experimenter. I should have gone in and looked to see where we were ranking so then I could put it side by side to see after 30 days where we were ranking with Meta Verified. Links and Reels. Now, I was really excited about this feature because we are utilizing Reels so much, and so being able to link to something in a Reel would be extremely beneficial, especially when we're pitching, like, let's say, our monthly marketing membership community. Now, I will give credit where credit's due. My sister did tell me that she had access to one of these in Facebook, so she was creating a Facebook Reel, and she saw that she had the option to do that. But I did take a screen recording on February 2nd, 2025, almost a month into this Meta Verified, and I'm showing you right here that I don't have access to it on Instagram. Featured account. Let's go back and see what Meta promises on this end. They are promising us the opportunity to be featured in feed and introduce our business to new audiences. So we should be able to check the analytics with this, all right? So I'm going to put the analytics up here on screen and we're going to talk through it. November 4th through February 1st, we had a total of 17,232 views. Now, this is on Instagram only. I'm not looking at Facebook yet. So from November 4th to December 4th, it was 5,068 views. From December 4th to January 4th, it was 5,572 views. Then January 3rd through February 1st, 7,111 views. So there was a jump. I know it seems like they delivered on that front, right? Pretty exciting. And it's not that I don't want to give credit where credit's due, but I'm going to be honest with you and just tell you that it's hard for me to believe that that's coming from the Meta Verified subscription, because on Friday, January 31st of 2025, Chelsea and I recorded a story on our Instagram where we do a business shout out. So basically, because we're all about small business marketing, we look for opportunities to be able to shout out a small business that we see doing something really good in their marketing. And so for that particular day, we shot a story that shouted out one of our business friends, the Donut Connection GC, who has 3,922 followers, and she then shared it on her story. Then the other shout out was for another small business friend, Black Circle Records SC, who has 35.1K followers, and he shared it on his story. So I'm more inclined to think that that is what created that bump, because on that day alone, it shows that we got 660 views, which was up 49%. So accounts reach, it says 494, and 75% of them were non-followers. So that tells me that it was people that were following either one of those accounts and then watch the story. But I do value your opinion, and let me know down in the comments below if you think I'm being a little unfair, and if that increase in views you think is actually correlated to the Meta Verified subscription. I certainly understand that at this point, with all of the prioritized customer support that we've received and the lack of access to features that were promised, I may, just have a little bit of a tainted view. Impersonation protection, remember, per Instagram, they will help protect your brand with proactive impersonation monitoring. Well, I did get this email on January 3rd, the day I signed up for the Meta Verified program, telling me that I was signed up for advanced protection. Then they encouraged me to do this two-step verification process. So I did sign up for that. I got that squared away, and I guess that's a check. They did deliver on that impersonation protection by telling me to sign up and do a two-step process. Is it worth it? I think you know my answer. No. However, I do want to be fully transparent. When I went to cancel my subscription on February 2nd, 2025, they actually offered me a free month with Meta Verified, okay? And I think this is because they know they're having issues with the Meta Verified subscription program. And so for them to have a process to be able to recoup or try to keep somebody on board a little longer, and then not just that, because I know a lot of companies do that, right? They'll say, hey, before you go, why don't we, stick around? We'll give you a free month. We'll give you 2 extra weeks. But what makes me think this is that they actually have a feedback form on there, and they have a list of a couple of issues that you could be having. And then they do have a box where you could type in. So I did, send off the issues that we were having. And the reason I decided to stay on for another 30 days is because I am curious if they can resolve the issues and actually deliver on the features that they said they would give. And then also, I don't know if maybe there's some type of compound effect where it would be better that second month, like maybe our ranking in the results gets better, or maybe our views will increase dramatically. But also, I know that I'm not going to recoup the $71.99 that I've already invested. And imagine if it's been this big of a headache just to try to get access to features that I paid for. Imagine how much of a headache it's going to be if I go in asking for a refund. I highly doubt they would give me one. So it's a little bit of a way for me to stretch out the investment that I made, and I'll feel a little less awful about spending over $70 on something that I got no value out of. If by some chance the next 30 days goes really well and I have a positive experience with the Meta Verified program, then you bet I will keep you guys updated. So I'll record a video if my experience improves any, or if I see any increased visibility on my Instagram or Facebook profiles. Be sure that you hit subscribe so that way you get a notification and that way you could stay updated. What I do instead. The good thing is I'm not beating myself up over the investment of $71.99 to try the Meta Verified program because, for one, I got a free month out of it. But kidding aside, marketing is all about experimenting, and you have to be willing to try some of these newer marketing initiatives to see what type of a return on investment you get. So it's all part of figuring out what I should keep and what I should delete when it comes to my overall marketing plan. Now, there are 3 things that I know for a fact do and will work for me if I want increased visibility on Instagram or Facebook. 1, focus on creating informative and timely short form videos. Recently I did this. I incorporated a clip from the first White House press conference. News sources that otherwise were not invited to these press conferences at the White House are now invited, and so it's their way of acknowledging that we consume our news differently in 2025. And so I created a reel on that. I'm going to continue to do things like that so that it's more engaging, more informative, and it piques the interest of small business owners. And the reason I know that creating that type of engaging content works is because the watch time on that reel was double what we typically get. Number 2, continue to build my email list. Luckily, I've been doing this since the very beginning, and I have a solid email list. Whatever happens with Instagram and Facebook, hint, what just happened with TikTok, we saw this play out on that platform. We don't control that. The only thing we can control is our actual email list. And so I'm going to continue to move forward with transitioning people that start to follow us on these social media platforms onto my email list. So that way I can ensure that I can communicate with them, send them information regardless of whether the platforms are up and running or if they change algorithms and I just don't want to use that platform anymore. I have a way to still get in touch with them and ultimately sell to them if I needed to. And number 3, invest in ads. The investment of $71.99 that I made on this Meta Verified subscription, I could have put towards building out my own ad on Facebook or on Instagram that was super targeted towards small business owners, the people that we're trying to reach. And so just like we don't recommend that you rely solely on the organic reach of social media platforms, I do know and understand that I could have invested that money into a much more targeted approach by running a strategic ad instead. Now remember, social media marketing is just one of the marketing channels that is available to you as a small business owner. If you're interested in hearing the entire list of 19 marketing channels that you have access to here today, go ahead and watch this next video.